Question number 3, Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Social Development and asks, do her measures of success for vulnerable children include lowering child poverty, child abuse and child neglect rates? If not, why not?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, yes.
Mr Speaker,
supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Does she agree with the Salvation Army's assessment that a D should be awarded for child poverty as, quote, virtually no effort has been spent in actually addressing the underlying causes of this poverty, close quote? If not, what evidence does she have to prove otherwise?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, no I don't, and I think the Minister of Finance has just given one of the best analysis that I've heard of the difference that we can make for those vulnerable children and their families. So it's about more jobs being on board. It's 17,000 fewer on benefits in the last 12 months. It's certainly seeing that acknowledgement of food in schools. It's an increase of those in early childhood education. It's an increase that we're seeing for those that are achieving NCEA and education results. It's a very long list, Mr Speaker, and not one I'm sure you'd want me to take the time of the House on.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister. Can the Minister tell the House what percentage of working families are in poverty?
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, I don't have that figure with me.
Order. Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister. Does she agree with the Salvation Army's assessment that a C- should be awarded for lack of progress for children at risk, when the number of substantiated child abuse or neglect cases rose 4% in the last year and by 41% in the last 5 years? If not, what evidence does she have that things are getting better for these children?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, no I don't, and at the end of the day what we have is a higher public awareness. As the member would know, in 2008 police changed how they notified to child, youth and family. We are now aware of those children that are not being harmed themselves but perhaps are in families of where they're witnessing family violence. We take that far more seriously than we ever have. We report on it. It means there has been a dramatic increase in notifications, but as a consequence of that we also have an increase of substantiated, because we're getting into more of those families, we are seeing it. We share information with police more than we ever have. That's why we have the Children's Action Plan, which has more than 30 initiatives which is addressing the very heart of what is a very complex and intergenerational problem.
Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister. Is she satisfied with the current delivery rate of her Children's Action Plan, when, based on her answers to written questions, at current rates it will take almost 190 years for her children's teams to reach New Zealand's vulnerable children?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Paula Bennett.
The member has made that number up, so there is no number like it. And what I would say is, no, I'm not satisfied. 5 years ago, when I came into this job, I would have quite liked to have been a plan for these vulnerable children. But I had to start the work from scratch. There was nothing there for them. They were ignored. They were hidden. It was actually easier just to think that it wasn't happening. And I've had to start from scratch and get it going. And as I say, it is a complex, intergenerational, and we will make a difference for them.
Question number 4, Dr.